Let me tell you a story that'll explain what this video is about. A while back, a local brewery had like a celebration for the anniversary of Texas independence, and we went there because it was going to be like a big event, and the brewery is awesome. It's like $15. You get a cool collectible pint glass and 3.5 pints of whatever beer you want that they have fresh on tap. It's really cool. And it's always like a little family gathering thing. There's always kids and stuff there. I took my wife and my daughter and my brother, and we just had a ton of fun. And one of the cool things that was there was Heim Barbecue, which is a barbecue place in Fort Worth. They're really good. And they had like their food truck there. So we got some amazing sandwiches and a couple of sides. Their mac and cheese with hatch chilies. Holy crap. Anyways, this isn't a food review. The other thing we got was smoked pork belly. And wow, that stuff was good. I took my first bite and I was like, holy crap, this might be the best thing I've ever had. Ate a little more food, ate another piece of pork belly, and I was like, wow, that's still really good, but it's so rich. And then I ate the third piece. And I was like, this is still good, but I think I'm going to be sick. And the reason I tell that story is because I think Clark Ashton Smith is the pork belly of literature. His writing is so rich and so amazing, but you cannot consume a lot of it at one time or it will just make you sick. So I got into his writing recently and I wanted to talk about him. So let's get into the glory that is Clark Ashton Smith. Clark Ashton Smith was an American writer known for weird fiction, fantasy, and poetry. He was born in 1893 and spent most of his life in Auburn, California, eventually passing away in Pacific Grove, California in 1961 at the age of 68. Okay, this guy was amazing. He dropped out of school after 8th grade because of severe agoraphobia, and he just went home and educated himself. He read stuff like Robinson Crusoe, Gulliver's Travels, and Arabian Nights. He was a huge fan of Edgar Allan Poe, and at one point, he read an entire dictionary cover to cover, not only to understand the words, but to find out the etymology of each word. I think he's just built different. I don't know anyone today reading a dictionary to find the origins of all of the words in the English language. This dude also taught himself Spanish and French so he could translate some works into English so he could read them and learn from them. It's just incredible. His claim to fame was he was one of the big three weird tales writers. It was him, Robert E. Howard, and H.P. Lovecraft. And I really think he was probably the most skilled of the three when it came to writing. With dreamlike prose that reminds me of Dunsany and tons of imagination, Clark Ashton Smith has totally captivated me. His writing combines elements of science fiction, fantasy, and horror, and when you're reading them, it just feels like you're being taken away into a vivid dream. And I think that is part of my problem with Clark Ashton Smith. I have a lot of vivid dreams when I sleep, but after I wake up, it doesn't take long until I forget them. And I seriously cannot remember anything I've read from Clark Ashton Smith. When I think about his writing, I can remember the emotions I felt when I read his works, and the fact that it felt like I was just floating through this wonderful dream. But beyond that, I don't remember anything. Maybe that's a me thing, but I feel like his writing is just something that you let wash over you and you just enjoy the experience at the time and then you just kind of forget. I want to just sit around and binge his writing, but like I said at the beginning, it's like eating pork belly, man. It's too rich. You can't have more than a few morsels at a time or you're going to make yourself sick. I plan on taking all of his writing really slow. This is a lifetime journey, so I'm not too worried about getting it all knocked out just to like flex on someone that I've read all of Clark Ashton Smith's work. Maybe when I finish all the short stories around 2035, I'll make a video about it if YouTube still exists. I have this amazing Nightshade Books collection of his fantasy. I'll pop some up on the screen, and man, they are so good. And one of the best things about the release of those works is they're on Audible and they're free. I'm not sponsored by Audible or anything, but I like free stuff, so I just grab all of those. The narrator is fantastic. I highly recommend them. I have that collection. I have another collection, and I have like miscellaneous writings from him. And there's a book at my local used bookstore. Don't buy it. And I'm really wanting to pick it up. It's just a little pricey, and it's the Arkham House collection of his letters. And I'd love to see what he wrote just between other people, just to kind of break down his writing when he's not trying to just blow you away with dreamlike prose and stuff. I want to read what he wrote to like his friends. I think that'd be cool. I'm not sure where to go with Clark Ashton Smith. I have all of the Nightshade book collection and I have the audiobooks, but they're all collected short stories. So if anyone has any suggestions on what his best stuff was, just let me know in the comments and I'll definitely prioritize it because, like I said, I'm not going to be done with this for like a decade. So I might as well just read the good stuff and kind of take little bites out of it and enjoy my time with him. I don't really have much else to say. Let me know in the comments if you've read Clark Ashton Smith and you enjoy his work. And with that, I'll see you next time.